Coming up next, setting up an enclosure for your 3D printer. Well, hey guys, and welcome back to another Interstellar Modeler. Now, this video is not going to pertain to everybody, but if you are interested in seeing an enclosure put around a 3D printer, or if you own an Elegoo Ultra printer, this hopefully will be helpful for you. I purchased this printer in late November. This is now January of 2025. Prior to this, I had 2 other Saturn printers and a Mars printer, and never had any odor problems with those other 3 printers. The design of the hood now, which is where I think this centers around, is different with this printer versus the others. The others had a hood that you would take off, pretty standard, and when you rested it onto the base, it rested into a ledge that surrounded the entire printer, and as you did so, it formed a pretty good seal. So in and of itself, just by doing that, I never got any odors from it, or very little anyway. And with the Saturn 8K, when they started including a pre-drill hole in the hood for venting your printer, I decided to attach a venting hose, which is basically the same duct tubing you use for your dryer, made an adapter for it, and fed it into a fan that blows everything outside. And certainly with that, didn't have any other problems. That was just an extra measure I decided to take. Now, as I mentioned, I purchased this in late November. Hadn't really done a lot of printing, but I did recently step up my printing. This is now January 2025 because I wanted to print out a couple of projects that I'm interested in putting together for Wonderfest. And almost right away, I noticed an increase in the amount of odor. I'm certain that it has to do with the design of the hood because this now is hinged, and the way that it rests on the base itself is certainly different than the others, but also where the hinge is at, and go and take a look at this picture, you'll notice there's a sizable gap there around that hinge. The hood doesn't quite conform to the shape of the casing, and understandably so. I mean, it's close, but it's not an exact match, just to allow for the movement of the hood there. And so there's definitely some openings there, and you're not getting a complete seal around the base. Now, it's one thing to get odors in the garage, but it started seeping into the house because, as most garages have, there's a connecting door to the house. As I started using more of the printer, I started noticing an odor in the hallway, and so that's when I decided to really look into this. I was already going to look into it to begin with, but that really prompted me to move ahead with it. So I went onto Facebook, and I found a Facebook page that's all about the Saturn Ultra line, and I posted the problem there, and sure enough, I started hearing back from other users that they had encountered the same problem. Now, one guy told me that if you buy the heating unit that you can attach to the printer, it comes with a gasket that comes around the back here. It seals around the back, and that seemed to have solved the problem for him. Now, I didn't. I got that notice late. I might have followed that lead, but prior to that, a few other people had mentioned that they had put an enclosure around theirs, and that really solved the problem. So I've been interested in putting an enclosure around the printer for some time. But this particular situation has really prompted me to go ahead and move ahead with it. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, what I have here is an enclosure by a company called Yoopai. This is the one recommended by a couple of other users there on that Facebook page. They said they've had really good success with it. And it has a few features that other enclosures do not have. So what I'm going to do is open the box, show you what comes inside. We'll put it together and put it around our printer. All right, let's go ahead and get the box open here now. All right, so we have here some rods, and these are going to be the support structure for the enclosure. We have a tube that's going to vent from the enclosure here. And looks like they included some gloves and an adapter for this tube here. And no doubt these are connectors for the rods. Now, it does come with a little fan. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this or not because, as I mentioned, I do have a good size fan already hooked up to the wall there, but that's what this is. And then we have the tent itself. Let's go ahead and put this together. Now, the first step is to assemble the internal frame, which will form a rectangular box once completed. To build the sides, we'll use these 3 sets of rods of varying lengths, and as shown, there are 2 types of connectors. One set is for joining the rods to create longer sections, while the other set is for connecting them to create the corners. the adapter now that comes with the unit. Again, it goes to the fan that they provide, but I'm going to hook this up directly to the hood. Now, in order to do that, I needed to re-drill the holes because they line up a little differently. So I took my Dremel and drilled out the holes here. I'm going to attach this now to the hood. This is now going to feed directly to the fan that blows outside. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you now is a 4 to 3 inch reducer. This is going to hook into the opening that you see here. This is the one that goes directly to the fan. The fan blows then everything outside. Everything was hooked in before to a 4 inch, pretty standard 4 inch flexible tubing you use for a dryer. This, in fact, is the 3D printed adapter I had for that, and I removed this and put the other one in place as you saw there. So all this is going to be connected together and secured into place using this aluminum duct tape. Now that the enclosure was complete, it was time to position it onto my workbench. And then I placed the printer inside of the enclosure. As you can see, there was plenty of room to allow the hood to open and close as it was intended to. Now, prior to all of this, I did attach the black flexible tubing to the back of the printer and secured it with the adjustable clamp they provided. After placing the printer into the enclosure, I fed the tube through the side opening and secured the other end to the opening that leads to the fan. And this is what it looked like when it was completed. Well, I'm actually testing the system now, and standing next to the unit, I get a little bit of smell, but if I'm over there, or certainly in the hallway, I'm not getting any fumes whatsoever, so it's doing its job. I think this is a great way to go. A couple points I wanted to make. First of all, the tent does not interfere with the system's Bluetooth connectivity. This particular printer has the ability to connect to a computer. That way you can send your STL files that way versus having to load it on a flash drive. The unit still has a port for a flash drive, but it does give you the option to just do it from your computer, and you can even monitor the whole printing process from your computer as well. I was concerned that sticking it into an enclosure was going to mess with that, but the computer picks it up pretty easily without a problem. Other point I wanted just to review real quick is the size of the enclosure. Again, this measures 17 inches this way, 18 inches deep, and a little over 28 inches high, so it works perfectly for my workstation here. I decided to free up that area there. That is the corner where I have my curing and wash station, but it was going to be a little tight trying to fit all that in since this is a bit wider than the printer itself. So I decided to move that stuff over to this table here, and this is the place I used to do my oil painting, but I have moved that stuff upstairs to an office and created a little studio up there just for that, and that way I can devote this area here to just model building and 3D printing. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for now. I hope you got something out of this, and if you have any questions, of course, feel free to contact me here on my YouTube channel or at InterstellarModeler@gmail.com. I usually kick off the year, of course, with a model building video, but this is an issue that recently came up, and since I was putting this together, I thought it'd be helpful to put this video on the channel. It didn't take long to throw this video together, so I will be starting my first project here very shortly, and I'll let you know what that is in the next video. Until then, take care.